Damon, alcoholic. Can you hear me?
No.
Okay, I was talking to O'Hare.
What do you say?
I met Ox recently, several months ago, and he listened to me share a couple of times, and I guess he caught something that resonated with himself, and he came over and we started chatting it up, and he says, I'm looking for a sponsor. And I said, okay. So we've been hanging together. I've been watching this man come in and into this community, and got himself a position at Cherry Fellowship. People tend to like him. He's got rough around the edges and a heart of gold kind of a man, you know, and you'll probably hear it when you hear him share tonight. So I welcome my new friend and sponsee.
My name is Ox, and I'm definitely an alcoholic and addict. You know, my story is I'm going to read something out of the book because that way something made sense tonight. Page 73, it says here, we think the reason is that they never completed their house cleaning. They took inventory all right, but hung on to some of the worst items in stock. They only thought they had lost their egotism and fear, and they only thought they had humbled themselves, but they had not learned enough humility, fearlessness, and honesty in the sense we find it necessary until they told someone else all of their life story. So my story is I grew up on the hilltop in Tacoma. I grew up in the middle of the gangs. I can remember drinking just to feel normal. I remember I first started drinking just so I could talk to women because I was so shy. I was scared to talk to women, and I couldn't get off the wall to dance, so I had to drink. And then it just progressed from there. And you know, when I started drinking and drugging, and you know, I started a life of crime, and you know, I did a lot of bad shit, and you know, I became an armed robber, and I would drink like a whole bottle of Thunderbird, and then I would go out and rob some. And it got so bad that when the police would come to arrest me, they would organize a SWAT team to come get me. And I've been arrested by SWAT 2 times, by task force 1 time. And, you know, when I go in front of the judge, my bail is like $1 million and my plea bargain starts at 10 years. And many years I was clueless that I was an alcoholic. And so eventually my treatment didn't start until I got to prison. That's the only time that I could say clean and sober, when I had large amounts of time of incarceration. And for me, that was my treatment center, is prison, you know. And the last time that I was in prison, I started searching. Well, I knew of AA and all that, but you know, I never applied it to my life. And it was only in prison that I could start going to AA, CA, NA, Bible study in church, and start applying to that my life. And then finally work with a sponsor and share with a sponsor my entire story, because there's a lot of shit I didn't get caught for. So I carry that burden around with me, you know, and as a result, I suffered a lot because I refused to do the steps, work with a sponsor, you know, and I kept going back in and out, in and out. So finally I ended up at Bellevue Alano Club. And the only reason I went there is because I knew people had money, you know, because I'm a hustler, right? So anyway, I went to the Bellevue Alano Club and I just stayed there all day, all night. I got a sponsor. That sponsor worked with me, and about 6 months into my recovery, I went back to school and I became a crane operator. And then the union sent me to be a tower crane operator. So, I had this good job. My life started getting better, and my past caught up with me, and I had to do 96 months. So I went back to prison. This time, I did everything I was supposed to do. I got into all the programs I was supposed to, and that's where basically I got all my time. So at 10 years, I decided I didn't need the program anymore, and went back out, and I started selling drugs. And then I decided to take over a certain area down in Pierce County, and I ended up shooting somebody. And 60 years old, I was looking at 136 months, and by the grace of God, I got it down to 22 months and a 6-month gun enhancement, and I've been out for 3 months now. And during that time that I was in there, I realized that a lot of the men in there were struggling with alcohol and drugs, and instead of because see, when I go to prison, I'm like two people. When I'm on the streets, I'm one person, and when I'm in prison, I'm another person. I'm involved and been a member of a vicious prison gang for over 30 years. And that was one of the things in my recovery that kept me from staying clean and sober, because I held on to that prison mentality even though I was clean and sober. So that affected me. And when the book on 73 talks about hanging on to some of the worst shit, that was some of the worst shit for me. And that's why I went back out. So that's why page 73 is important to me. And yeah. So anyway, so after that, I started working with the men in prison and in jail in recovery. And when I got out, I planned on getting a pound of meth and a pound of Fetty and going back to selling drugs, because that's the only life I knew. And instead, I went to Cherry Hall, and I've been going to meetings ever since. And today I celebrate 13 years, 90 days, and 1 day.
All right.
So then I would like to read something on page 417. It says here that when I stopped living in the problem and began living in the answer, the problem went away. From that moment on, I have not had a single compulsion to drink. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. So what I've learned today is that if I go to meetings, if I get a sponsor, if I do the step works, and the biggest thing for me is working with the men in jail and prison today. By doing that, that just keeps me so well grounded today in the community. And, there's a lot of shit that I can't make amends for. So I do service work, like I make meals for people with MS and deliver it to their home. And I pay for that out of my pocket. But I do that because there's a lot of things I can't make amends for today. So I try to do some service work in the community today. So I got a 2-year commitment at CSR, my home group. I'm going to treatment centers and speaking in treatment centers. And, that's the most rewarding thing for me, is going into treatment center and talking to people that I can relate to, and actually some of the people I might even know. That's how much time I've done. This is the first time I've ever spoke, so I'm going to close with that. And that's all I got. Thank you.